What Caused the American Revolution by Nathan Fang. So unless you've been living under a rock, or have never gone to school, you probably know what the Revolutionary War is. But have you ever wondered what caused it? You probably already know this, but I'm telling you anyway. So in 1492, Christopher Columbus discovers a whole new continent, which is later called North America. Because of the New World's plentiful resources, three main countries rose up to colonize the new land. Those being France, Spain, and Britain, led by King George. P.S. This guy's important. So because of all of them wanting to control this new land, Britain and France began to colonize it, capturing the Native American tribes and pitting them against each other in the French and Indian War of 1754. Spain, he says no thanks, he goes to Central and South America. And Britain wins this war, the only problem being that they now have a crippling $140 million in war debt. I mean pounds, British pounds. So King George decides to create new taxes, that being the Sugar Act and Stamp Act, a tax on sugar, molasses, and all imported paper. And the colonists are confused because they feel they didn't have to pay these taxes and they didn't have any say in the creation of the new laws. And because of this, the colonists begin to think, hey, you know what? The British suck. We should, band together and throw rocks at the soldiers and... This was a comedic recreation of the Boston Massacre, an event that took place in 1770 where a patriotic resistance group tried to rise up against the British soldiers. The British soldiers fired on the crowd and ended up killing 5 people. Along with this, many other protests happened, such as the Boston Tea Party in 1773, where a patriotic group known as the Sons of Liberty dressed up like American Indians and raided a British tea vessel, grabbing all of the cargo and dumping it into the ocean. There was also a man by the name of Thomas Paine who wrote a book titled Common Sense. In basic terms, the book said that King George sucks and that we should be independent from Britain. All these events slowly begin to change America's mindset. They now have the thought of splitting from Britain, and they realize that they can do this. If they really work hard, they can become independent from Britain and wouldn't have to do all these dumb things. So the American colonies decide to hold a meeting, sending their smartest and most skilled representatives to talk. Out of this, 3 main men rise up and make a plan. That being none other than the likes of Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, and George Washington. Each of them come up with a plan that involves all 3 of them. Thomas Jefferson's job is to write a Declaration of Independence to Britain and send it to the king. George Washington's job is to create a temporary militia in case King George decides to declare war. And Benjamin Franklin's job is to talk with France and try to convince them to join the battle on their side in case war breaks out. So things are pretty optimistic. There's no way that the King of Britain would declare war on us, right? They've declared war on us, sir. So George and his Minutemen rush to Lexington and Concord, hoping to cut off the British before they can destroy their supply lines. They reach Lexington and Concord early and decide to hunker down in abandoned houses and farms, waiting for the British to come. And right on cue, the British are coming! The British are coming! Washington and his troops rush to Lexington and Concord and meet the British at the town. In the confusion, both sides take aim and... bang! With the flames of war ignited, America now has to stand and fight for their freedom. Spoilers, we win. The end. Made by Nathan Fang. Art by Nathan Fang. Directed by Nathan Fang. Special contributions to my school friends and my social studies teacher. Super special thanks to you. I hope you all have a good day.